I had a wonderful topic to discuss. It is using machine learning LLMs for a practical scenario, and even I think it's a fun one, trying to update your resume for specific job descriptions. And the tool we are going to use is called Crewai. I did a course in deeplearning.ai recently to understand how Crewai works. It's a free course. I highly recommend going through. The CEO itself is helping us understand the tool, but basically the idea is to use any of the LLMs, maybe OpenAI one or the Gemini one, uh, as agents. So you would create separate prompts for separate agents and they will collaborate, and finally you will get an output. We will go through those. So let's first go through the Crewai web portal. So basically, there are three things in Crewai. One is the agent itself, so you could consider it as a bot, but for a specific task, and you decide what that task is, right? And once you design the task, so the agent is there, and then there is a task, and finally you tie it all together as a crew. Okay, so the interesting part about these crews, one thing I found is they have the concept of tools, and there is an extensive list of tools. So if you can see, there's a Selenium scrapper, PDF rack search, and multiple of those. So based on your data, you can use specific tools. So the agents, we are giving the agents the capability to use these tools and make our responses better. Okay. So now also they have a chat GPT integration, so you could directly come and ask and explain, or even ask it to write you an entire code to use a sample crew, right? So for example, if you see here, it has decided a project where there's a agent, there's a task, and finally there's a crew and the main thing, right? So you define all of this and they work together to build your output. And in our specific scenario, we are trying to modify our resume to suit a particular job description. Now, as I said, you need to use any of the LLMs, and I was trying with OpenAI one. So I have created my API keys, and I had come here and tried with multiple of them. The GPT 3.5 Turbo is the cheaper option, so while you're trying it out, definitely use those. It's based on the token size, right? So because you're sending your resume and it's writing a longer data, usually it starts a small amount. Okay. Now coming to a specific example. Okay, so in this specific example, like I said, we are trying to update our resume. So the inputs variables which I have decided is my resume in a .md file, so that it's easy for these LLMs to parse it and understand it better. Then I have the job description, again in a text file. Do remember that you can even give it as a URL and try to use a different tool to parse the website and get the job description. And finally, the output I am expecting is a highlighted resume. So I'm not asking the LLM to write an entirely new resume, but just to highlight some of the keywords to make it relevant. And also give a resume a score so that I can understand if that uh, fits the particular job description. So the OpenAI model I'm using is GPT 3.5 Turbo. So these are the agents, and this is the only tool I am using, but you could definitely use all those different tools to make yours even better. So you have to set your environment variable with these models. Finally, here we are reading both our files, and here is the interesting part. Like I said, I defined two agents. The first agent is a keyword highlighter. Its only job is to read the resume and find the important keywords and make it bold. And the second one is a resume reviewer whose job is to review the resume and give me suggestions, right? So we decided two agents and then two tasks. The first task, highlight with bold all the relevant keywords in the resume. And then the second reviewer task, we have going little more specific. I want specifically four things: the score for the resume, anything which I am missing, anything I want to do additionally in my resume, and anything which is not relevant or which we should try to remove. Okay? Finally, we are creating the crew, which is a set of tasks and an agents, and you could kick it off. So it takes some time, like 23 seconds, um, to complete it. But if you go through, you could see it reads the resume, um, then it reads our job description, and finally, I think this is my resume it is going through, and you could even see what all are the tasks it is doing. Finally, in the output, you could see um, my resume which it has highlighted. So I'm not particularly confident with what it has done right now, because it has gone ahead and highlighted most of the keywords. But do remember, this job posting was looking specifically for security related manager. So I think this makes sense, and some of these bolds may not make sense. But overall, with AI and security, I think it's doing a good job helping me highlight some of the keywords. Um, Again, it also created a review. Let's see. Okay, great. It gave an 8 out of 10. It said some of this are missing, which is interesting because I do have cloud migration in it. So anyway, then it's suggesting some of those which I could remove. Okay, still not the best, but still it's trying to help me. And even we could try with the turbo version, 4.0 turbo, where it could even work better, right? So at the end, do try it out. It's a wonderful tool to try, and maybe based on the task and the agents you create, you may get even better outputs. Thank you.